welcome to another episode of That's Right. I'm your host, Chris Voss. All right, on this episode, I am welcoming Michael Pariente, my friend. Michael is the president and founder of the Pariente law firm. Michael, welcome, brother.
Thanks, Chris. It's great to be here.
Yeah, it's great having you here. So, is it a ridiculous idea if you share with our viewers a little bit about your business and your journey?
It would not be a ridiculous idea at all, Chris. I love the no-oriented questions. I started off as a criminal defense lawyer back in 1998. I was a prosecutor, and then I was a federal public defender. And I think what got me into criminal defense was I was bullied as a kid. I had no athletic ability. I was also one of maybe 5 ethnic minorities in a small town in Kansas. And so that was very difficult. So I was always picked on and just a small frame kind of guy. Like I am now, I really haven't changed. And I always empathized with people who were picked on. And as a criminal defense lawyer, that's what I do. And it's I'm passionate about is protecting my clients from being bullied by the government.
So what are the common challenges your clients face?
Well, the main ones is you can think it's, they come in thinking, my life is over. I'm going to go to prison. I'm going to be convicted of a felony. I'm going to lose my job. I'm not going to be able to take care of my kids. I'm the last person they want to call. Just like they don't want to call a dentist. They don't want to get a root canal. And that's the thing is people don't want to come see me because it's such an uncomfortable and horrifying experience that they're going through.
All right, so what strategies do you use to understand and diagnose your specific client's needs better?
Well, it's changed. I used to make it stupidly all about me, and I did it wrong for over 15 years. And I just was, you have to talk about yourself and what you've done, and had cases like yours, and I'm confident I get the same result, getting it dismissed or whatever. And I always felt like I was coming up short. And then when I started using tactical empathy, I totally changed my approach. And my first question is, what are you most worried about regarding this criminal investigation or this criminal charge? And another thing is I don't just assume I know the answer. Like, for instance, I had a client come in who was charged with DUI. And in Nevada, DUI, it's a maximum $1,000 fine. It's a maximum 6 months in jail. There's a DUI school victim impact panel, $685 fine that has to be paid minimum. And, I've always assumed, well, it's one of these things. He's worried about being convicted of something. But I asked him, what are you most worried about? And he said, I'm worried I'm going to lose my kids because I'm going through a nasty divorce with my wife. And if I get convicted of this, I'm going to lose my kids. I won't be able to see them. The judge is going to think I'm a horrible person, a drunk for having a DUI. He'd been sober for 27 years. And then when he started going through this divorce process, he slipped. And then when he slipped, he had one too many. He got in his car, he got pulled over, failed a field sobriety test, blew well over the legal limit, and he thought his life is over because his life was his kids. And if I didn't ask that question, I would have gone with the spiel of, well, you're looking at a maximum of this, and maybe we get it reduced to a reckless driving. Because he told me, he says, other lawyers have been telling me about, I could get 6 months in jail or whatever. He says, I would do 6 months in jail. I'd pay $1,000 fine just to be with my kids. I would do anything to be with my kids. So he, when I told him, I said, it sounds like your kids are your whole world. He said, that's right. And he retained me. Unfortunately, we were able to avoid the DUI conviction and get it reduced to a reckless driving, which was much better for him. And he today is, has co-parenting with his ex-wife.
All right, so you get to that's right moments. That's right is what people say when they feel totally heard and understood. They connect with you. They know that what you just said to them was a complete truth, and it's a game-changing moment. And this was the instance with this guy.
Yeah, it was a game-changing moment because when you hear that's right, they feel heard. They feel significant. They feel you're paying attention to them. And if they feel those things, they're going to trust you.
So it sounds like this works in everyday life.
It does. It does. I mean, I've had people come in that I didn't really say anything on the phone the day before. I just let them talk. I had a doctor who called me, who told me he was being prosecuted for insurance fraud. And he talked to 20 other lawyers. And my first thought is this guy shopping? What is he looking for? I mean, most lawyers are going to be able to tell him, the law and, what can possibly happen based on the facts of his case. And so I listened to him, and he started telling me things about his personal life, that he was not only being prosecuted, but at the same time, he was worried that his wife was going to leave him because she thinks he's a criminal. He was going to let down his family. His kids were going to think he's a loser. He was going to go to jail. And his father was dying of pancreatic cancer. And so I paused, and then I said, sounds like everything is just coming down at one time. And he said, that's right. And the call ended not too long after that. The next day he came in, had his checkbook, we signed the contract, he paid with his check. And as I was getting up to show him outside of my conference room in the lobby, he turned around and he had tears in his eyes. And he said, I talked to 20 lawyers, and yesterday, after I got off the phone with you, I called my sister, who's my most trusted advisor, person I'm closest to on this whole earth, and I told her, I found the lawyer I want to represent me because he listened to me. And that was the biggest aha moment, because I was floored because I didn't really say a lot. I didn't talk about me and look at me and how many years I have and my Wikipedia page or any of that stuff. I just listened, and I used the skills. I asked calibrated questions. I labeled, I mirrored, I did a summary, and I got to the that's right.
Very nice. All right, Michael, people want to learn more about you. They want to find out how they can work with you. How do you want them to get in touch with you?
Easiest way is to reach out to me through my website, parientelaw.com.
Please spell Pariente.
Sure, PARIENTELAW.com. And also, I will say all my clients have my personal cell phone. It's not a cell phone that my paralegal has or my secretary has. It's that I have. It's not a spoof number. It's my actual cell number. My clients can reach me 24/7. And because that's one of the biggest complaints that clients have about their lawyers, is that they can never get a hold of their lawyers. They call their lawyers, but their lawyers don't call them back. I tell my clients, text me, they'll get to me right away. If I can't text you right back, I'm going to get back to you within a couple of hours.
Beautiful. Michael, thank you for being here today. It was a pleasure.
Thanks, Chris. A pleasure. Thank you so much.